Hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success. Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. Guess who's here? I'm Kimmi. Well, hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to give YouTube a few minutes to notify everybody. I always say that. Until then, welcome to those who will also watch the replay, and hello to those who will listen to the podcast. How is everyone doing on a Friday? Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Friday afternoon. Is your weather bad where you are? Because I've been watching the news. I've been talking to people everywhere, and they're preparing for the storm. What is going on out there? How's your weather? While I wait, again, YouTube is notifying people. That usually takes a few minutes or seconds, whatever. I am going to be discussing today. This video is by popular demand. And I've been talking about it, and I keep forgetting. And one of our nice people I was live, I guess it was Tuesday. They reminded me, hey, Kimmi, when you going to do that video about them 19 ways to make money? So today is the day. I actually said 20. I keep looking outside, y'all, because they going crazy out there blowing at each other. I don't know what that's all about. Hey, welcome, everybody. So, today we're going to talk about 19 different ways that notaries can make money. Hey Angel, what's going on? Detroit in the house. You know I'm from Detroit, and I actually just lost my uncle. That was my mom's brother. He was 93, and we lost him on Monday, and the arrangements are going to be this weekend. So everybody like, are you coming to Michigan? I'm like, no, I'm not going to make it up there, but I did send condolences and trying to help how I can from here. Hey, Sharon, what's up from Texas in the house? Roberta, hi, welcome everybody. Well, let's get into it because we got 19 ways that we need to talk about it. So if people are late, they have to go back and watch the replay, okay? So I'm going to talk about each, I'm going to tell you what each one is, and then I'll talk a little bit about what it encompasses, okay? Hey, Venus. Venus says, hey, my first live with you and buying your course. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's better than the other one I bought. Oh, no. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Venus. And thanks for being here. Hey, Cheryl, what's going on? Classy Seals Notary is in the house, Illinois. Thank you for the condolences. I really appreciate it. Hey, Dorinda, Lori, what's going on? Let's see what Teresa's talking about. Good afternoon. It's rainy in Columbus. Yes, Teresa, I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. I need help. Venus, we got you. I am having a live training tonight. Really quick. I have 2 spaces that I decided to go ahead and open up. So it's still going to be a small class. Will be 5. So I have 2 more slots that I open up for tonight's Notarize Like a Pro. So if you are interested, thank you, Venus. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, if you want to join us in class tonight, Notarize Like a Pro, we'll talk about how to properly notarize documents, how to market your business, how to price your services. That is a skill also people need to know. What supplies you need. It will cover everything you need to get that business started, okay? So check out notaryeducatorsllc.com if you are interested. Again, I have 2 slots for tonight. Alexis also has a couple slots for her loan signing agent training live via Zoom on Sunday. You can check out the website for that too. So let's get right into it, okay? Number 1, of course, is just general notary work. General notary work is when the public will call you because they need a document notarized. It may be a school note. You're hearing a lot of talk about trust delivery and trust this. Trust work is also under general notary work. However, you can make get in with lawyers and different ones like that to make more money, okay? Hey, Lizzie. Be Lizzie is first live with you. Yay. Thank you. I appreciate it. So the first one is general notary work. And that covers everything under the umbrella. Like I said, school notes, power of attorneys, going to hospitals, going to jails. Okay. So number 2, I'm going to go down the list, and if we can, we'll take a few questions if you have any about each service. Okay. Number 2 is the loan signing piece of being a notary. So just because you're a notary does not mean that you're a loan signing agent. Okay, let's be clear. So you'll hear people say, and I say it too, and it's true, you're still just a notary at the end of the day, but you have to know how to handle, how to navigate, how to process the loan signing part of the business. So all notaries do not do loan signings. Okay. And you have to have special credentialing from the National Notary Association if you want to work with signing companies. So there are times when you will do mortgage documents that are not coming from signing companies. The general public will call you. Hey, I have my buyer's package. I have my seller's package. Now I need a notary. So that's loan work, but under the general title, because they're calling you from just from your Google page. Okay. But when you want to work with loan signing companies, they require you to have a little extra, and that's the special test and background check from the National Notary Association. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is remote online notary. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. You're doing notarizations online. Okay. You're doing notarizations online. So, Dorinda, the specialty notary work would be like your nursing homes, your hospitals, your attorneys, power of attorneys, all of that. Okay. Now that still falls under general notary work, but it's called specialty because everybody don't do it. Okay. And it's a little bit more special, a little bit more involved than your regular run of the mill. So I do have a specialty general notary course that's pre-recorded, and I have a specialty general notary book. So those two, the same information, but one is in book form and one is like you and I sitting in a room and I go over it with you. And those courses are on sale for 60% off. Coupon code is WIN2024, WIN 2024. Okay. Now, number 3 is remote online notary. So not all notaries do general notary work. Not all notaries do loan signing work, and not all notaries do remote online notary. So you need to find out if it's legal in your state, and that's another stream of income you can have. So you go out to the regular general public, right? That's number 1. Number 2, you go out and do loan signings for companies. And number 3, you sit right at your home with a headset on and you talk to the people over the computer and do notarizations. Okay. That's remote online notary. So in Georgia, it is not legal. Okay, so you want to really make sure before you start buying remote online notary courses and all that you make sure you can even do it in your state. I have so many people that call me and say, hey, I bought a general notary course and I found out that I can't even do it in my state. Okay, so eventually it may come, but I don't tell you to buy that right now. Okay, don't buy that. That's like me telling you to go buy a car for your 8-year-old. They can't drive. They may not ever drive. They may not want to drive. By the time they start driving, we might be flying. You know what I mean? So don't buy something you don't need. All right, that's the point. Next, we have starting a signing service. Now, the things that I'm going to tell you today are not all things you have to do. I just want you to know the possibilities. The options are there. The next one will be starting a signing service. For those of you who do not know, and I have videos on remote online notary. I have about 6 of them. Watch that before you even start investing any money, because I give you the real on it. Okay. Also, starting a signing service, I have a video on that too. So check that out before you actually start doing it. But there are a lot of notaries that are starting signing services. So what does that look like? You are the main hub. You get the work. You don't go out and do it. You send other notaries out and you take a little piece of the pie. So for example, you're a signing service, you charge the public, say 100. You may give the notary, right now they're paying kind of low. Let's say they give the notary 50 and they keep 50 because they are the ones that got the business. So starting a signing service. Now that's not something I want to do because I'm a little OCD about my documents and my work that I do. You always hear me say that. But I have friends that have signing services, and for some of them, it has been a little challenging because most of the time the notaries are not trained properly. So then they have to try to get the documents redone. So it's a whole situation when you're overseeing or you're the manager of something. I mean, we all know that, right? So our next stream of income can be becoming a wedding officiant. Now, in some states, you can be a notary. You could be a wedding officiant with just your notary commission. Okay. But other states, you have to actually have like a clerical or like from the clergy certification. And most people just go through the New Life Church or whatever. This is an online church. They'll ordain you in like 10 minutes or something. And then you can start doing wedding officiant. Okay. And you could actually perform weddings. Marcelle, you all know, we talk about her all the time. She actually was doing them in her garage, like a drive-by wedding. The girl knew how to get the money, okay? She knows how to get it. So that's another form of income, though. So wedding officiant. Now, I don't do wedding officiant. Angela doesn't do it, and Alexis do it. I just don't do it, does not do it either. But several of our students have started doing it, and they're actually doing very well at it. So it's something else you can do. And in some of these things, I know a lot of us are shy, right? But we got to get over that shyness. That's a whole nother video. I need to write that down. That's a whole nother topic because it's going to cost, you're going to have to get out there and get your money. I'm not special. I don't have any superhuman powers, nor does anyone else that do their own business. But doing your own business is not always easy. You have to put work into it. You have to be a people person. And that's a topic for another day because I know we got more people, I think, are introverts than extroverts. I really believe that because, again, I'm just naturally prone to speak to people. I'm not too afraid or too shy to speak to most people. I can get with the best of them no matter what circumstance. If they got a lot of money, no money, you know what I mean? But that's just not everybody's thing. So some of this doing your own business, we need to talk about those kind of skills. Okay. The next one I have, though, that you can make money, another stream, is proctoring. Okay. Proctoring, I have a whole video on this. It actually did very well. You do not have to even be a notary for some of these services, but because you're a notary, you will get these phone calls. So the next one is proctoring. Okay. A proctoring is when you sit and you watch somebody proctor. You sit and watch someone take a test. So the cases that I've had normally are for real estate agents. They have to take a test, and instead of them going to the location, having somebody at the facility watch them, they'll just hire a notary. So watch my video on proctoring, okay? The next one I have is facilitating apostilles. So I get a lot of calls, and Angela does too. My state said I can't do apostilles. Your state would be correct. You do not process the apostille yourself. The state actually puts their stamp on the document. You may notarize the document as a notary, but the actual apostille comes from the state. So if your state says you can't be an apostille or you don't do apostilles, that they would be correct. You need to know the verbiage. You need to understand the process, right? I always say you got to know how to play the game. And in this case, we ain't playing no game. You're actually just a facilitator. The client will bring you a document. It may or may not already be notarized. Then you will take the document to the Secretary of State, and you're going to charge the client a fee for doing that. Now, you may say, and I've been asked this, why would a client pay you for that when they could just do it themselves? Well, they could do it themselves, right? But they don't want to. It's a lot involved sometimes. They don't want to read the paperwork. They don't know how. They don't have time. They're paying you for convenience, okay? Hello, everyone. Because my list is long, I'm going to keep going, okay? Our next one we have is apostille courier. Apostille courier only. So you may say, Kimmi, I don't feel like doing apostilles. I ain't doing all that, because that's how I felt initially before I actually started processing them. But you can also just serve as a courier. So you might live near the Secretary of State. And the most common one I get, I think, would be Florida, and New York. You may not live in New York, but your apostille is being processed in New York. And you live near the Secretary of State, and I'm in Georgia, and I may call you and say, hey, Joe, can you take this apostille to New York Secretary of State for me? You know, you can make a whole living at that. Some notaries in your own state may not feel like driving to the Secretary of State, so they'll reach out to you and say, hey, can you facilitate this? So you can just be an apostille courier only. You don't have to process it. You just take it down there on behalf of another notary normally. And I have seen it too, where a client will reach out and say, hey, I had this happen. The client was in South Carolina. They need to get the document. Well, they had to drive here actually. So that's not a good example. Yeah, let's skip that one. That's not a good example because some clients will drive to the next state over if their state is closed to get something apostille. That's a whole nother story. Okay, let's move on. Ink fingerprinting. Angela does teach the apostille training over here at Notary Educators, and she has a self-paced course. Both are very good. Next, we have the ink fingerprinting. If you are not doing ink fingerprinting, you can do that in all the states. Now, it gets a little tricky when you want to do live scan because it's a whole lot more. So I do not do live scan, but I do ink fingerprinting. All of these services I'm listing should be on your Google My Business page, okay? You should be able to list all if you do them. If you don't know how to do them, you might need to reach out for some training. So I do have an ink fingerprinting course that will teach you how to do ink fingerprinting. I do have 2 or 3 videos on my channel that talk all about ink fingerprinting, okay? So ink fingerprinting, no, I don't even roll the client. The client rolls themselves. I teach you how to teach the client how to roll the print themselves because with COVID, you don't want to be touching everybody's hand, everybody breathing in your face. So I teach you how to roll a print, a good print, because the print ain't good. If the print is not good, they cannot use it. Okay. So I teach you how to roll right from the self-paced course. It's amazing what we can do over here. So that's another form of income though, ink fingerprinting. The next one is I-9. Okay. I didn't number these. I should have, but I know it's 19. The next one is the I-9 form. Now, everybody can complete the I-9 form except the state of California. In order to do it in California, you must be an immigration specialist. Okay. You must be an immigration specialist and have special bonding and everything. You cannot just complete that form. But for everybody else, what happens is employer will give their employee new hire a form and they'll say, hey, you need to take this to a notary. They're going to call you and you're going to say, most notaries will tell the person, I can't notarize the I-9 because that is the instructions. You cannot put your notary stamp on the I-9 form. It's an immigration form. Okay. So you cannot put your notary stamp on there. But if you already know what to do, like we teach you, and I'm telling you right now, you can watch my videos too, plus get the course, you know how to process it. Okay. So when the client calls you, you'll be able to do it. So check out my I-9 videos, which are free on YouTube. And then I actually have the I-9 course. Everything is over at notaryeducatorsllc.com. The next service we have is printing services. You have all this fancy equipment. No one's calling you maybe for a loan signing. On your Google page, you should have printing services. We talked about this the other day. Basic printing services. I usually like to put the word basic so they know I'm not Office Depot. But I would put like basic services and then you could charge based on 1 page to 5 pages, 5 pages to 10 pages, or however you want to charge that. Now, I had put it like on Google, you have an option to put printing something as an actual subcategory. I took that off because I didn't want people coming by to get one document printed. I don't have time for that. Not just one document for $2 or $5 or whatever. So, but printing services, if your client, and it could be anybody actually, they may see your printing services on your Google page and they say, hey, I have to get something printed. And then you'll just charge them whatever you want to charge them. Okay. So printing services is another stream of income. All of these little things add up. All of these little things. The next one is inspections. That could be field inspections, home inspections. Now, when we talk about home inspection, we're not talking about the kind that you have to have a license and degree and all that, or some schooling. Not that kind. We're talking about just a regular inspection company will say, hey, I need a few pictures of the outside of the house, a few pictures of the inside. Not the kind of inspection where you have to check the hot water tank and check and see if they got termites. Not that kind of inspection, okay? Inspections also will be cars. It could car inspections. All of this falls under the same umbrella. They also have business inspections. So I have a video on that, what that looks like. And I talk about it in the specialty general notary course too. All these different things. Most of these I talk about in the specialty general notary course because you will need a few little things for inspections, maybe depending on what kind you're doing. You might need a ruler. You might need some pencils, some paper, just depending on what you're doing. But inspections is another one, okay? If you guys come up with something, throw it in the chat if I'm missing something that you actually are doing and I'm not doing it, okay? And then I'll get these questions in a moment. The next one is translation services. Did you know you can offer translation services? You may not speak Spanish, German, French, and all that, but you can still facilitate it with your client. So translation services is this, and I have a course that I wrote on translation services, okay? Translation services is it. The client brings me the document, which I had this happen. This is real. I had a client, he was trying to get his car registered over here. The document came from Germany. It was in German. He needed to get it translated to English. I don't speak German. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. This might be business. I'm so sorry. Y'all know I'm a working notary. 1 second. Thank you for calling On Better Notary. This is Kimberly. How may I help you? Sorry, guys. This is live, and I am working. He's on his way. Let me just tell Jeffrey to really quick. I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me just tell him a client is coming. Okay. I'm over here having a hot flash, y'all. All right, here we go. So let me get back to my notes. I'm talking about my client. Yes, guys, I answer my phone. If you don't see, I don't be playing. I got to get my money. So we're talking about translation services. Yes. So let's go back a little bit because I know we got interrupted. So with the translation services, for example, the client has I was using my German example. My client was trying to get his car that he brought over from Germany registered here in the United States. The document was in German. I don't speak German, right? So I facilitated it. I have a couple companies that I work with, and they translate it, give it back to me, and then I give it to my client. Okay. So translation services. So you can do any language once you know how to do it. And that could be kind of lucrative, actually, depending on where you live at, if you have a lot of people that speak another language. Okay. And let's go to the next one, which is courier service. Now, courier service, I do that in a couple of different ways. If I already have a client, I'm doing a loan signing for them or some general notary work, and they say, man, I really need to get the FedEx, but I cannot. I will tell my client, hey, I offer courier services too if you'd like me to transport it for you or take it for you. And you could just add another $15 or $20 or something on there. Sometimes I'll do it for free. But most of the time, 2024, I told you I'm going to be different. The kid is charging for just about everything now. Okay. Next we have, courier service can be, I told you, two ways. So that's one way. If the client is asking you to take it for them is one way. And two, if you put courier services on your website, people will call you and say, hey, can you transport or can you take this package from here to here? Now, be a little cautious because you want to make sure you ain't smuggling drugs for nobody or something like that. And you just have to do good screening, right? Make sure where you going, who are they? So when you start offering courier service, and ask the client, hey, what's in the package? So you don't want to do your due diligence. And not just, hold on 1 second. That's my client. Okay, and do your due diligence, right? You want to be safe. So that's courier service. Now, a new one that I haven't spoken about it a lot, but I've had this request several times. So I'm actually in the process of writing a course about it. However, because the need isn't there all the time, I delayed the course, but I want you to just know that this is something that people will call you to do. And you may want to offer it on your Google page, okay? Passport pictures. I've been asked several times now to actually go and take passport pictures. People call us as notaries to do all kind of stuff, y'all. So what does that look like? The client called me, and I kind of pushed back because it was like the second or third time I did it, right? He was like, my aunt is in the nursing home, but she has to get her passport. So she could not go to CVS to get her passport picture taken. So he called me to do it. So I had to go buy a whiteboard. She was in the nursing home bed. So we put the whiteboard behind her head as the background, because when you take passport pictures, it's got to be a certain way. And we used a couple different apps, and we downloaded it, went and printed it for him and took it back to him. He was so appreciative. So that's another stream of income, though, passport service. And again, depending on where you live at, if you got a high volume of people traveling, coming back and forth, these are additional services that maybe I might only get one or two, but you might can make a killing at it. Okay. So taking passport pictures, photo booth. Okay. The next couple are going to be back to the wedding industry. So you guys may watch Ebony 757 having a photo booth. She has that little thing that spin around and people be dancing. So you could add that to your wedding officiant business, right? And again, it started off as you just a notary, but you keep adding on these additional streams of income, right? When I first started, I love telling this story. My brother asked me, he said, Kim, what you want to do with the business? Because I was telling him, I said, I'm starting this new business. Sorry, I had to drink some water. I said, I'm starting this new business. He said, well, how much do you want to make with it? What do you want to do? I said, oh, I'll be good if I could just do one per day. And my original goal was just $25 per day. I wanted to make $600 per month. And little did I know, as I kept learning the business, and people kept calling me. Sometimes clients will call and ask me. That's how I fell into proctoring. The client called me and said, hey, can you proctor an exam for me? And I was like, sure, I can do that. So I'm always saying yes first, and then I'll figure it out. Now, I'll tell y'all not to do that, but I'm very diligent about trying to figure it out. And I'll make a few phone calls. But anyway, she called me and she told me what she needed. And that's how I fell into proctoring. So as you continue to do these different things, like you're a wedding officiant, so a natural thing would be to get you a photo booth. You can offer that service. Along with the photo booth would be wedding coordinator. Okay? Would be wedding coordinator. So the clients, most of the time when they reach out to you, even just to officiate the wedding, that's when the whole thing starts. So now I got you as a wedding officiant. You're going to do my photos for me. You might even start to say, well, hey, I can do your whole wedding planning for you. You see what I mean? So you got to think out the box. You see the money on the table, guys? People get married all day long. So there is money on the table. So wedding coordinator is another one. The next one is virtual assistant. And what do I mean by that? Not actually having to do maybe everything a virtual assistant would do. But Angela does a lot of virtual assistant work, kind of sort of for people. They'll call her to help fill out documents like a kitty, like a school form, maybe foreign language. She just had that one happen. Not school form. It was for some kind of aid they were trying to get, but they didn't know how to do it. So people know that notaries tend to be, and I am this notary. I'm really good with paperwork. Like my sister, she do the medical side of stuff. And when you talk about anything with paperwork, she don't want to hear it. And that's how most people in the world are. So they know we know how to navigate papers and documents. So they're quick to get us on that. So Angela does a lot of little side jobs, just helping people fill out their paperwork. Now, I'm not talking about anything that you have to notarize. Now, I'm just talking about a plain old document. Okay, that's different from notarizing. And the last thing I have, guys, is immigration specialist, preparing immigration documents. Okay, so that's, again, requiring more training, additional training to do that, but helping people with the immigration. So I actually started the process for a couple of people. I don't like it. It's too much for me. I can make money a little bit quicker. Now it's a big dollar amount attached to doing it, but I just don't want to do it. And you stuck with that person from the beginning of the process till years later. I haven't done it enough where I want to tell you not to do it. I would never tell you not to do anything anyway. This is your business. What I don't like, you may love, So I'm going to go down this list rapidly. The 19, I'm going to take a few questions because I might have to help my husband with this client. Okay. So 19 ways you can make money. General notary, loan signing agent, remote online notary, starting a signing service, wedding officiant, being a proctor, apostille courier only, ink fingerprinting, I-9, printing service, inspections, translation services, being just a courier, passport photos, having a photo booth, wedding coordinator, virtual assistant, and the final, immigration preparation of documents. 19 ways you can make money. Okay. Now you may or may not like all 19. You might only want to do one. But I just want you to know that the options and possibilities are there. Okay. I'm going to skip through some of this. I thank you all for your condolences. If you missed any of the video, please go back. I want to try to get some of your comments right quick. Jay Northup says, Arizona, I just got my stamp, haven't done anything yet, not sure how to begin, really. Hey, Jay, I would probably recommend getting my book, Start Your Notary Business in Arizona. I have one for every state, Pennsylvania, Michigan, as you can see here, those who can see the video. But I wrote one for every single state. It will teach you how to get started. And then from there, double back, and we would love to be part of your training, okay? But start with that book. It's going to give you an overall of the business. Start Your Notary Business. It's not that complicated. Again, it's available for all 50 states. Let's see. Let me, Peaches said, you can get on board. You just got to get a little structure probably. So we'd be more than happy to help you. I will read Venus. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, y'all. Let's get started. Dorinda says, very concerned about the spiritual side if someone is getting ordained or authorized in 10 minutes, just my opinion. Well, I didn't write that, Dorinda. I know what you mean, but it's some kind of it's church life something. And that's why I don't get into all that. I mean, that's going to be each person if they want what their spirituality walk is, if they feel comfortable even doing that. You know, some people just want a civil wedding. Some people want with candles and verbiage that goes with the spiritual side of it. So I know, appreciate your thought though. Hey, Ani. Hey, everybody. Miss Willie Purnell. What's going on? Venus says, I will add this service to my Google page. Yeah, add these services. I'm hesitant to do Google until I'm semi-trained Notary work. Is it easy to set up? So, hey, Jay, Alexis can it is easy to set up. I have about maybe 5 or 6 videos on Google My Business. So try to set that up yourself. If you still need help, Alexis will help you. I think she's still offering 30-minute or 1-hour sessions. So she definitely can help you get that going. That's our other trainer, Alexis. And you can see all that at Notary Educators. But check out my free videos first, because I have one where I take you step by step. And Venus says she's not tech savvy. YouTube, TikTok. Yep, I got some videos out there. Go, Kimmi. We understand. Okay, good. Thank y'all, because I had to get my money. Okay. Hello, everybody. Let me see who this. Okay, do signing services offer general notary work? So the only signing service that offers general notary work right now is, and you will get some from some of them. Let me just say that. But the main one now is the National Notary Association. So I am signed up with them. It is called, what is it called at the NNA? Somebody put it in the chat, but they just started it. I pay, they had 6 months for $99. Find a Notary. That's what it's called. Find a Notary. I did a video on that too. I'll find a notary. It's $99 per year. The first 6 months was $30. So that's why I signed up. I have only received 1 call from there. I've heard other people say they got 3 or 4. So it's probably just going to depend on where you live at. So will I repay them at the full $99? I got a feeling I'm going to say no. I do, because I only got 1 call from them. I think Angela's received 2 or 3, because she told me she's paid for her. The number of calls Angela has received has paid for the $99. That's what she told me. Now, I only paid the $30, and I had 1 call. It didn't go through. So for me, I've not made any money on that. I do have it for 6 months, though. Okay, Carolyn Quinn says, Kim, she bad on social media, working on helping others while at the same time doing her regular note. Oh, yeah, thank you, Carolyn. Girl, I ain't playing. After this, I got to teach class at 6. So I told you I got 2 spaces. If you're late, coming on, I have 2 more spaces I decided to open up for tonight's training. That's the Notarize Like a Pro Live. It's going to be me and y'all at 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's see. Nikki's Universe is, Kimmi, as an example, how much would you charge for passport photos? So because I still was a little hesitant with him, I think I had told him like $60, but it ended up being a little bit more intense than I thought. So he's super nice. He was a repeat client. The example I gave y'all with the nursing home, he ended up giving me $120. So if I was going to charge now going out to do someone and all that extra, I'm going to ask how many people have to have their passport taken. I'm going to do my screening questions that I always teach you to do on everything, screening questions. So how many people Where is this photo shoot taking place at? You want to know that, because if it's a hospital setting like I had to go in there and take the board, put it behind the lady's head. It was a whole situation. And even with that, next time the lady was the client was in a nursing home, so she had on her hospital gown. She didn't want to take a picture in her hospital gown, but her nephew, the one who hired me to go out there, he was like, it's got to be done today. So I said in the future, I might would even pack a black something or a white something, because it needs to show up on the passport. But maybe something, a little extra shirt. Because as a woman, I understood that she didn't want to just be sitting there in her hospital gown taking a picture. Okay. But he was just like, Next. So I charged $60, but he gave me $120. Is there a package that combines loan signing and general notary work? We can work something out with you for both of the trainings with us. I was running one time we tried to do like both trainings in one day, and we found that people just didn't like it. No, it was funny because people were requesting it, but I'm the kind of person, I'm going to give you 1 or 2 shots at it. And if it don't work, I'll take it down in a minute. I'm not going to try to push it. I'm not going to make you do something. You know what I mean? Because you can't make people do anything anyway. So I try to do what the people want. And you need to do that in your business too. Whatever you're doing, try to accommodate your client. So when I'm teaching you all, you guys are my client. So so we can definitely make that happen. If you want to do your trainings the same day, if you do the long sign notary with me, the general notary, then I'll talk to Alexis and we'll get that worked out. I don't know how much the photo booth costs, Carolyn, because I don't actually have one. I'm sorry about that. I know Ebony would know all about that. Venus says, I bought that and very helpful. Are there any links that you give for mock signings? Yeah, I don't even have any like an actual mock signing. I have a lot of mock stuff, but like Alexis is offering a mock signing, like a one-on-one you and her could do. But I don't have any links. I'm not sure what the question is. Jay says, how much are the books? Yeah, go to Notary Educators LLC right now.com under books. You can get the ebook, I think, for like $6. And if you want a paperback, it's like $29. I'll show it again just in case. I don't know if you're on here live or listening, but this is what the books look like. They're really nice. So Amazon has to print the books. So again, that's every state has their own book, okay? And it takes you cover to cover. I talk about marketing in there. I talk about the different streams of income. Now I don't have all 19 that I just went over with y'all because since I've started, I mean, every day it's another service that you can add. Peter said, can I start with 10,000 E&O? I would at least do 25. I mean, if 10,000 is all you can do, 10 is all you can do. But the average that most signing companies will be looking for is at least 25. Now, I think my person that did my little mentoring, I call him my mentor. He has a $10,000 policy, but I never even heard of that. So the minimum is normally 25. It's $30 a year. Okay. We get that at NNA. I get my insurance from the NNA. I know there's Byberg and Hissock and all that, but I just use the NNA for my insurance. Okay. Venus, I'm not sure what your sign. You wrote signing agent. I'm not sure what that's about. Or y'all might be having a private conversation. Venus says, I got my NSA cert through NNA and I am off the priority list. Yeah, I've never gotten a call from there. I have not. Not that you won't, but I've never received a call from there. And that's not the list I'm talking about either, Venus. The one you have to pay for is the Find a Notary. It's for general notary work. That's where you sign up. If you were talking about signing up for my class tonight, it's in notaryeducatorsllc.com. For the class tonight, it's notaryeducatorsllc.com. And pick the right one because it's Notarized Like a Pro, and I'm going to be teaching that one. Angie says, where do you find most of your work coming from? Signing services, Google, all of it, girl. I'm all over the place, Angie. I'm all over Google. I signed up with, now I'm not signed up with 100 signing companies. I'm only signed up with, let's say maybe 20. And I always say, once you sign up with like 20, you'll figure out who you really want to work with. So now I really work maybe kind of close with maybe maybe 3 or 4 directs, and I get hits all day from signing order. Make sure you're signed up with signing order and make sure you're paying the $2.99 per month. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you to pay for. $2.99 per month with signing order. And why do you want to pay that extra $2.99? It will get you access to 20 different zip codes. So when you first sign up with them, they only allow you can pick one zip code. So typically you pick where you live at, right? So I would pick my zip code. But when I pay that $2.99, then they give me access to 20 zip codes worth of jobs. So if anything comes from whatever zip codes I put out there, they'll notify me. So you know your zip codes, what's close to you. Okay. And Venus says, I had to turn out 2 jobs. I need training for loan signing. See, we can't be turning down work, girl. One job, one class. Take the class with Alexis on Sunday. And if you need, first you might need Notarize Like a Pro with me and then loan signing. Because you can take the loan signing class with Alexis, but you don't know how to notarize. See, she talks strictly about loan signing from beginning to end. The moment you get the call, how you receive the call, we go over the email part. If it's by text, we go over what to do at the signing table, how to explain the documents, what to do after the signing. So it's like a mock signing in a sense, but just a little deeper training because you do need to know something. You cannot just fake this, guys. And I know it's a lot of slack out there about training and everybody trying to take your money, but either you're going to self-teach yourself correctly or you're going to have to invest a little bit. And I would highly recommend you do it with us because we're not trying to get you to sign up for the rest of your life monthly. We're not. I'm going to give you what you need. We all do so you can fly. We're not looking for perpetual students. There are thousands of people, millions of notaries. So we're not trying to make all of our money on you. We actually all work, as you can see. And so you got to be selective, but you have to be trained. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, just read your state handbook. Oh, you can just do this. Oh. It's not. You have to be trained. You have to. And I don't want you turning down work like that. Shelly says, I'm currently unemployed, so I don't have the funds for training. How can I start making money on GNW? You just need to wait, Shelly. At this time, if you can't take training, and that's okay, I would recommend you start reading your state handbook cover to cover. Okay, you can self-teach yourself. Write out. Look at my videos. Just start there too, because I have 600 videos. But do not just start doing general notary work and you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry. I will never tell you to do that. I cannot in good faith. I had somebody kind of try to talk about me in a group one day. She called me for advice and I was like, you really need some training. So she said, well, I think I can get through this. I was like, okay, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am not. I can barely run Kimmi. Okay. So I told her, I said, Venus had an idea for you. She said, why don't you do some DoorDash to get you some money for your training? And I'm not even going to tell you to do that. That's a good idea, though. But you have to do what's best for you. In the meantime, self-teach. But, so this girl calls me and she's like, hey, I got this job. And she's basically asking me how to do the whole signing. And I'm like, I don't think you're ready. I said, I really don't recommend you go out there. So she said it was somebody, a friend or whatever. And a friend of a friend or something. So I was like, well, if they don't mind her trying and being a guinea pig for her to go out there and practice her loan sign and go about it. So she goes out there, she does it. It went well. So she got into Facebook and she was like, somebody was trying to tell me I couldn't do it. Well, I'm glad it went well that time. I'm glad it went well. You got fake doctors out there that's studied and they might get through one surgery or one fake anything. But that's not how you want to run your business. I'm sorry. And you will never hear me say that's okay. And I'm not trying to kill dreams, but either you're going to self-teach or you're going to pay me, you're going to pay somebody. Those are your options. You have to have training. Read your book, do it yourself. I did the work. Now, for actual notary training, I self-taught and I did do the NNA training. But if I didn't already know about being a notary, see, I was already a notary off and on for 20 years because I used to work at 2 different banks when I was a notary. I just didn't know you can make money being a notary. See, that's the secret. Everybody don't talk about that part. All right. Let me see. Venus says, let me clarify. I bought the book Start Your Notary Business in Texas in specialty, and I'm very confident now. Well, very good. Very good. I'm happy for you. So then what's the disconnect between, so neither one of those books actually teach you how to properly notarize. So what's the disconnect? I talk about it a little bit in the specialty book. So why couldn't you take the job? Let me know. Oh, you need the loan signing course. I'm reading it now. I want the loan signing course, and then I can start. Okay, then just take the loan signing course with Alexis. That's on Sunday. And she has other dates, too. I forgot the other dates. Just check out the video. Check out the website. Sorry. Because I'm trying to read this video. I'm reading the comments and trying to tell you that. So, yeah. But they were having Venus says if you do need some money, DoorDash is a quick way to get money for everybody. Peaches said Kimmy's videos are very helpful and they're free. Yep. Check them out. Thanks, Venus. DoorDash, Instacart pay bills. They sure do. Venus says it was loan signings that I turned down. Which course can I pay? Yeah, take the loan signing course from Alexis, either the self-paced or her live training, either one, because she teaches both of them equally. We don't not give you something in the self-paced that we give you in the live. Of course, live is always different because you can talk about, a little bit more. So they're asking where you are, Shelly. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, this was 19 ways today that you can make money as a notary, okay? For all your notary training and your needs, check us out, notaryeducatorsllc.com. I also have all the self-paced courses on sale for 60% off. Coupon code is WIN2024, WIN 2024. Okay, so we will see you guys on Monday night. Monday night, we are going to talk about all things taxes, like get your pen and paper ready so you can know what things you need so you don't forget on your taxes, okay? We're going to go ahead and do that tax video. And then I got one more that I promised. Okay, I wish I could tell you who told me. I got one more, but we'll do that one next week. But we'll do taxes on Monday. So I'm just going to go down a list of things I don't want you to forget on your taxes, okay? And I'm like, Venus, good luck everybody out there. Take your time. Have a great weekend. As always, it's my pleasure. And I will see you guys soon, okay? Bye. Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.